Hi, I'm Steve Younis. Welcome to the Speeding Bulletin, your Superman highlights video bringing you up to speed on what took place during the week March 8th to March 14th, 2017. Our top news stories this week included Matthew Vaughn is in talks to direct a new Superman movie, Action Comics 975 reveals who the other Clark Kent is, and General Mills teams up with DC Comics for new breakfast cereal packs. Let's check out these news stories and more in this week's Speeding Bulletin. In movie news, according to Collider.com, sources within Warner Bros. Have indicated that the studio is looking to recruit filmmaker Matthew Vaughn to direct the next Superman movie. Vaughn, who directed Kingsman: The Secret Service, has reportedly held preliminary conversations with Warner Bros. About the idea, although they're not yet in the deal-making stage of proceedings. Vaughn was once in talks to direct a Superman film before Man of Steel, when in 2010 he and Mark Miller pitched a Superman idea to Warner Bros. At the time he said, "I think that's the one thing not to do with Superman, trying to do the serious, the Dark Knight version. Superman is about colour and fun, or it should be for me." DC Hero Girls Intergalactic Games is the second DC Superhero Girls animated movie, which will be released on digital HD on May 9th and on DVD May 23rd. Facing off against Karuga Academy and the Female Furies, can the superhero high team bring home the championship? Let the games and the action begin. Pre-order DC Superhero Girls Intergalactic Games from our online store. In TV news, Superman homepage reviewer T.A. Hewitt reviewed Exodus, last week's episode of the Supergirl TV series, in which Alex searches for Jeremiah while Kara investigates a series of alien kidnappings. He gave the episode a 1 out of 5 rating, saying Kara was fired for her independent actions, and she was actually right. Alex's selfish actions instead were rewarded at the end of the day. The upcoming musical crossover episode of The Flash featuring Supergirl is titled Duet. Entertainment Weekly caught up with Grant Gustin, Melissa Benoist and Darren Criss, who plays the Music Meister, to talk about the mini Glee cast reunion. In regards to Darren Criss, Melissa said, "I could not be happier that he's here, he's killing this role, he's bringing such a fun energy the way he did on Glee as well." In a new DC All Access video, we got to go behind the scenes for a set visit of the musical crossover episode.
A little bit more about just the recording process, because you've worked with Blake before, but what is it like actually recording?
Obviously, Blake is so talented and has created these amazing orchestrations with songs that I can't begin to imagine what goes into that. So it's pretty simple for us, the cast, we just go in and sing it. And Grant and I actually sang the song that we sing together in the studio together at the same time.
I love that.
Yeah.
Duet, Season 3, Episode 17 of The Flash, is scheduled to air on the CW on Tuesday, March 21st. For more on the Flash Supergirl musical crossover, pick up the new issue of Entertainment Weekly on stands now. The CW released the official description for the 17th episode of Season 2 of Supergirl, titled Distant Sun. In this episode, a large bounty is put on Supergirl, and aliens from far and near attack National City, intent on taking out the Woman of Steel. Alex and Maggie run into Maggie's ex-girlfriend, Emily, who is in town for a week. Hank gets an interesting order from President Marsden. This episode is scheduled to air in the USA on Monday, March 27th. David Harewood, who plays Hank Henshaw on the Supergirl TV series, posted this photo on Instagram this week, showing himself in a group shot with Jeremy Jordan, Kyla Lee and Tyler Hoechlin. This started everyone wondering if this was a new photo and that Tyler Hoechlin was supposedly coming back to play Superman for an upcoming episode. But sadly, David Harewood confirmed via Twitter that this is an old photo, so that's the end of that little adventure in wishful thinking. Superman homepage reviewer Thomas Dreyfus reviewed Repulse, the latest episode of the Justice League action animated series airing on Cartoon Network, in which Superman has been infected by the Repulse, who was revealed as Lex Luthor and has now become the new Repulse. Thomas gave this episode a 4 out of 5, saying there's only 4 characters in this episode, but the interplay between the Man of Steel and the Princess of the Amazons is really good. In comic book news, on March 12, 1997, we saw the release of Superman number 123, the comic book that introduced the world to the Electric Superman. 20 years on, Dan Jurgens chats with comicbook.com about the Superman Reborn era, a story title that has interestingly come around again in the current comic books, and how the idea for a costume change and a new set of powers came about. He said, "Over the years we talked several times about doing Superman Red, Superman Blue somehow. Our colourist Glenn Whitmore had always been nudging us to do so. In this case, we finally had a story where it could actually fit. Adrian Van Viersen, a lifelong Superman fan and storyboard artist, presents Superman The Golden Age, a fan comic. This recently completed rejected pitch tells the untold origin of the secret identity from the Golden Age perspective in this love letter to the greatest fictional character of all time. You can download the free Superman The Golden Age fan comic in PDF format in either a comic book version or mobile version from adrianvanviersen.com. Comic books we reviewed this week included Action Comics 975, which was reviewed by Michael Bailey, who said, "Bravo to the creative teams for thinking outside the box on this one," and he rated it a 5 out of 5. James Lance reviewed Supergirl number 7, giving it a 5 out of 5 score, saying, "After a shaky opening story arc, we finally have a story that was a pleasure to read in this book." Superwoman number 8 was reviewed by T.A. Hewitt, who said, "This is one of those rewarding times where I'm glad that I've stayed the course," and he gave this issue a 5 out of 5. Mario Benisi reviewed New Superman number 9, giving it a 4 out of 5, saying, "This title is starting to feel more like it's part of the DC universe instead of like an isolated story." Earth 2 Society number 22, the final issue of this title, was reviewed by James Lance, who said, "This was a pretty satisfying end to one of my favourite DC comics of recent years," and he gave it a 5 out of 5 rating. Keith Sumner reviewed Justice League Power Rangers number 3, giving it a 4 out of 5, saying, "There was a lot more meat to this chapter, with plenty of action also." Keith also reviewed a slew of comic books from elsewhere in the DC universe that might interest Superman fans, including Batman number 18, Titans number 7, Red Hood and the Outlaws number 7, and Green Lanterns number 15. Check them all out at our website now. Keith also reviewed last week's Superpowers number 5, giving it a 5 out of 5 rating, saying, "It has All-Star Superman written all over it, but they made it work as a concept that fits into concepts from Legion of Superheroes." Superman comics available this week from March 15th include DC Comics Bombshells number 24, Injustice Ground Zero number 8, Justice League number 17, which is available in a variant cover, Super Sons number 2 is also available in a variant cover, Superman number 19 is also available in a variant cover, and Trinity number 7 is also available in a variant cover, and there's Justice League of America Power and Glory hardcover available this week as well. We have all the green Superman apparel you'll need for St. Patrick's Day. Get yourself a Superman Irish Shield t-shirt from $16.05. Or how about a Superman green silk bow tie for just $9.95? These and other Superman St. Patrick's Day apparel are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman Homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, NetherRealm Studios released the Shattered Alliances Part 2 trailer for the upcoming Injustice 2 video game. No one wins by themselves, not even Batman.
Consider widening your circle of trust. Nobody wins all by themselves. Not even you.
We need help, don't we?
Not his.
I'm not that guy anymore. Look, I get why you don't trust me, but you should trust the Guardians. This ring means something. They put me through hell to get it back.
Don't worry, Bats. With this crew on the job, what could go wrong?
What comes next? Mere mortals cannot stop.
We both knew it'd come to this.
Fate will not spare you.
You'll wish you had.
DC Entertainment also released a new video showing what we know about the game so far.
We've seen classics like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Cyborg, and The Flash. And we're excited to see Femme Fatale's Harley Quinn, Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Cheetah.
Injustice 2 will be available for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on May 16th. You can pre-order it now from our online store. Mad Magazine announced the upcoming publication of a Superman parody book titled Superman the Miserable, Rotten, No Fun, Really Bad Day. Yep, even the Man of Steel can have the occasional really bad day. Based on the beloved children's classic Alexander the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Really Bad Day, which was originally published in 1972, Superman's version of the story is written by David Croatto and illustrated by Tom Richmond. Superman and the Miserable, Rotten, No Fun, Really Bad Day will be released on October 17th. We'll let you know when it's available for pre-order. Fans in the USA may have noticed an influx of DC Comics characters in the cereal aisle of your local supermarket, with DC Comics and General Mills having teamed up for a new promotion. 6 General Mills cereal boxes have received a DC Comics makeover, with 5 General Mills equity characters receiving a superhero transformation, while a 6th box features Wonder Woman. The Trix Rabbit becomes Superman, Buzz Bee takes on the look of Batman, Lucky is now a Green Lantern, Sunny becomes the Flash, and the Crazy Squares team feature Aquaman, Cyborg and Green Lantern. These specially marked boxes also include one of 4 exclusive DC Comics comic books titled Power Play, Dark Reflections, Truth Hurts, and Alien Justice. DC Entertainment has posted the 2nd episode of Season 3 of the DC Superhero Girls online animated shorts. Titled Spring Break, Frost reads her How I Spent Spring Break essay, and we flash back to the tale of how Katana and Frost formed the first Task Force X to stop Lashina from breaking the female Furies out of Belle Reve. During the battle between the heroes and the Furies, Barda redeems herself. Watch the full episode at our website now. ABC 7 News reports that Christopher Dennis, who has dressed up as Superman on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for nearly 25 years, is back on the boulevard after he was robbed and his suit was stolen last August. He said, "I'm glad to be back because this is something that I started 25 years ago and it's my lifelong dream to be out there and help people." That's all the news there was for the week March 8th to March 14th. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and support our videos by becoming a patron. Thanks for watching. I'm Steve Younis from SupermanHomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hi, obviously I'm not Scotty V. No Great Scott video this week. But instead of a Great Scott segment, I wanted to take the opportunity to elaborate on what you've just seen with me referring to our Patreon page, where you can hopefully become a supporter of the Superman homepage and support both these videos, the Speeding Bulletin, Great Scott videos, and our weekly Radio KL live radio show, which Michael Bailey and I do each Tuesday night in the US, 7:30 p.m. Obviously running a website like the Superman homepage and doing blogs and video blogs and things like that are costly. And any support you can give us, $3 a month. That's all we're asking. That's a minimum subscription patron cost that you can fee that you can put in. Any help would be greatly appreciated. We know we've had people who would have asked if they can be a supporter of the site, people who have asked if they can advertise on the site, and the Patreon page is the best way to do that, and you can help be a supporter of the Superman homepage in that way, and we're happy to read out your name, or if you've got a project or a company or something that you want to promote in doing so, then that's the great way to do it. So be a supporter of the Superman homepage, help us out. Patreon.com/Superman homepage, or you can click on that button that you see on the side there and give us a hand, and it'll all be greatly appreciated, and all goes back into the Superman homepage so that we can continue giving you the best product, best website, best social media, best all the different things that we do at the Superman homepage, all the extra bits we do. We want to make it the best we possibly can, and your support goes a long way to making that happen. So thank you, and I'm Steve Younis from SupermanHomepage.com. Scotty will be back next week.